podcast in the world that is a complete shit show. I am Turch, and with me is my co-host, the CEO, the man in quarantine. It is Kieran. How you doing, buddy?
I'm not in fucking quarantine.
It feels like it, especially when we do these shows over the internet. It's not the same. It's never the same.
Though I feel like our internet is finally working where we can not only hear ourselves without a lag, but we can see each other.
It's a little bit of magic. I don't know how we're pulling it off, but we're bloody pulling it off, and sometimes that's half the battle.
Speaking of pulling off, Turch.
Yeah.
All right, maybe there is the lag. Did you insult me? Maybe I wasn't paying attention.
No, we're just both in quarantine. I think the lag's sort of there. I was waiting for you to finish a sentence, and then I could hear one of the videos I've got for my one of my articles going off. I'm like, what the hell's going on this side?
Fair enough. Well, Church, I've got a question for you. Have we heard anything from our nurse friend, user 5786321?
I haven't heard anything recently.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll keep this post updated. Because no doubt she's going to be having lots of complaints coming our way. Turch, I've been trying to find articles that are not to do with coronavirus.
It's been very difficult. It's been more difficult than I thought it would be.
But I have some facts. I have some articles, and I think you will appreciate this coronavirus story. And I think
we're going straight into news. Jeez, look at us. How fancy.
I think this is too important, Turch.
Yeah.
I think this is too important. Mm-hmm. And Pornhub have released their stats for the coronavirus.
The stats?
Have you been able to check any of these stats out?
I have not been able to. I have not checked any of the Pornhub stats recently. I've been a bit slack.
Well, Pornhub have released, and this is their data. This is the third installment, and this is from the 2nd of April. So hopefully we'll have an update soon. Worldwide traffic of Pornhub. Now, Pornhub has gone premium. It's free for everyone now in quarantine and lockdown. Started off in Italy.
It did start off in Italy.
And they've expanded it worldwide. As of the 25th of March, Pornhub had a 24.4% increase.
That's enormous.
In their daily traffic. As of the 1st of March, 1.8%, that's nothing. And it's just skyrocketed by the 25th of March to 24%. And it's dropped down, and it's now averaging at about 18%.
That's a good increase, though.
What's really interesting, European traffic is basically the same curve. United States traffic is basically the same. Italy, though, when Italy was able to get access to Pornhub Premium on the 11th of March, 57% increase.
Is that because... See, I look at this sort of twofold, right?
Yeah.
Pornhub goes, hey, free pornography for everyone involved. How good's this? From Italy that are in lockdown. It's great. And then people with VPNs just go, oh boy, here we go. Log on to my VPN, choose Italy, and let me get on that Pornhub Premium.
That could be explained because everywhere else is averaging about a 24% increase. So maybe that's, you're right. Maybe that is that VPN traffic. All right, some interesting stats as well. Females are generally trending above males at the moment.
Oh, they've got nothing else to do.
When you look at the female data, it's actually quite interesting. And also the over 35s are, at the moment, outdoing the 18 to 34-year-olds.
Really?
Yeah. These are just some very, very, very interesting stats. Coronavirus, the search term coronavirus, has been searched over 15 million times.
Well, Joe Rogan
posted
something on Twitter, and he was going something like, I wonder what's going to happen. Like, is it going to be coronavirus pornography or something? And, like, straight away, like, 50 million people just posted on his wall, like, all these links. the pornography. It's like coronavirus porn, and I'm like, fantastic. That's the kind of stuff that we want shared. And then like 2 seconds later, he just posted something going, "Oh my god, I didn't think it was real."
So there you go. So that their search terms COVID or Corona, and Italy's up there in the increase porn traffic. Australian males.
Yep.
This was between March 16th and the 20th, so this is a bit of old data. But Australian males were up 38%, the second highest in the world of that week.
Good for us. What can I say?
Just behind Poland.
Just behind Poland. Well, Poland just got internet, so they're going, yep, straight onto the straight on.
And not surprising, most people are watching porn between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m.
That's actually pretty surprising.
And it's females. Females are up 55%.
That's the time of the porn watching is actually surprising, because I would have thought with everyone being home, the Pornhub, like, you know, the amount of porn being watched during the middle of the day between like 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. would have gone up, not during the evening.
Well, see what? No, well, this is the interesting thing. Now, this data here has been their baseline. They're looking at like last year and the year before, right? The same time, right? The same time points. So I think most people are probably sleeping in during the middle of the day. Like they're probably not going to bed till like 5, 6, 7, 8. I can tell you when they're going to bed. Females are going to bed at 4 a.m.
Wow.
And then the early risers are on the Pornhub at about 6 a.m. 28% increase there.
They're going to get a quick jerk off before they go into work for their jobs.
Yep.
Or maybe it's all these female nurses, and they're coming home really early, late at night, and they're like, fuck it, I need to have a wank and fall asleep.
And 9 a.m. is down about 18%.
There you go.
So males are up. Sorry, males are also up 25% at 2 a.m. And basically 1 p.m. The 1 p.m. 14%, and then it's below average.
There you go. I must admit, I've never, because that would for me mean waking up to have a wank, and I don't think I've ever done that.
Waking up at 2 a.m. at night.
Yeah. You know, like to pee, I have, or to throw up, but I've never. I don't think I've gone, yeah, I'm awake now. You know what time it is? Have a wank. One of those things, I guess. Thank you. I can't believe we've got important stat. See, it's as coronavirus related as it is. It's not really.
I feel like we bring the news here, though. The important
news. It's real news. It's real news. Well, look, I've got a couple of rants here today.
Excellent.
It's really annoyed me. My first one, I got a few. They're all sort of little.
This is the point where because we're locked in quarantine, you know, these rants are just going to end up being about Jess and my housemates.
Pretty much. No, this is a good one. This is a good one then. This is not about Jess or your housemates. This one here is about like tomato sauce pre-cum.
No, sorry, what?
You know when you get the bottle of tomato sauce?
Yeah.
And you turn it up to there and you squirt it, and the first thing that comes out's like that liquidy sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Like the watery liquidy sauce.
I don't know. I get it with mustard because I never.
Yeah, mustard too happens. It happens with all sauces.
No one uses mustard, but then when you use mustard because it hasn't been used in a long time, you get the pre-cum. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, you get the pre-cum. So sauce pre-cum, and you always think to yourself, "Oh, I'm going to avoid this next time by just shaking the bottle," and you never do.
What did your pre-cum on?
It was the sauce.
No, but what were you putting the sauce on?
Oh, this was like I was doing a nice meat pie.
Whoa. What do you mean nice meat pie?
Well, it wasn't like a 4 and 20 one. Mm-hmm. So when Jess and I go to Heathcote, and we stay up there, on the way back, the Tubarak pub has homemade pies.
Obviously, you were going there for essential work.
Oh, this was ages ago, but I had them in the freezer. The pies in the freezer, ready to go, put straight in the oven. And I thought, how good will this be for a lunchtime, nice thing? Put the oven on. It's cold. It's rainy. Put it on the oven. Heat up the house, and then went to put that. A nice pie. It was a nice beef.
Chunky
pie.
pie. Mm.
Yeah, chunky pie. I thought, cut it open. You can see like the steam coming up. Thought a little bit of sauce on the side. That way I can dip a little bit just in case it needs it. And the first thing that pops out on my plate is that sauce pre-cum. Like, it's ruined. Everything is ruined. Everything is ruined.
Oh, now how do you eat a meat pie, Turch? I feel like this could be the equivalent of do you sit or stand when you take a shit?
It depends on the pie. I must admit, I have not had a 4 and 20 pie in a long time. Mm-hmm. The only time I really have like a 4 and 20 pie is halfway through our games of golf.
Wait, you eat when we play golf? You eat pies?
Yeah, because like that's all they really.
I've never seen you eat a pie when we've played golf.
Yeah, because every time, like halfway through the game, like we finish the 9 holes, we go back to the clubhouse, and the only thing they really have are meat pies in their little heater oven.
I swear to God, I've missed this. I get a Gatorade, and then I probably go out the front and drink it and talk shit.
Yeah,
because I bring like muesli bars and lollies. I'm snacking on them.
No, you got to pick up a meat pie halfway through. That's your power source
to me.
Power source.
This is fucking unbelievable.
Well, for next time now. That's the important thing. And that one there, I eat with my hands, and I put the little sauce on the top. But if I were having like a nice pie, I will use a knife and fork.
Uh-huh. Mm.
Yeah. So I think the 4 and 20 pie needs, because it's like
it's a bogan pie. You don't need a knife and fork.
I'm not even going to say that. I'm thinking more. It's not very like thick.
Yeah.
And it's the right, like you open your jaw and the pie fits straight in.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like big, nice, delicious pies from restaurants or like the Tubrack pub, they're really tall.
Right. Okay.
And you can't really just put the whole you'll get
spillage.
Yeah. Or like in The Simpsons when they go, like Chief Wiggum is trying to eat the giant sandwich and his jaw locks. That's what will happen rather than the having a nice time with your pie. What about yourself? What's your technique?
See, I generally get the I actually had a pie for lunch today. But it was one of those like Coles supermarket, you get 4 in the pack. And I cheat. I microwave it for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I just want to eat it now.
It's not crispy if you do that.
Yeah, but it's not crispy. But then I take the lid off and then I scoop all the meat out. And then, because then the pastry, you can sort of like squish it together, sort of like a, you wrap it or whatever. And then, like I can dip it in the sauce.
Okay.
Yeah, and then with a fork...
I remember eating pies as a kid and cutting the lid off and putting the sauce in the pie itself.
Right.
And then mixing it. So, and that way I didn't have... Like, the sauce was evenly distributed within the meat. And then I put the lid back on.
You got to get that even distribution.
Yeah, exactly right. And then I'll put the lid back on and then I can just eat it like a regular pie.
It's not bad.
That was my trick. I don't do that anymore. I'm too lazy. That's a lot of effort to cut it properly. Because then, like, one spillage of the knife, and that's it. Your pie is ruined.
If you think we're weird about eating pies, or you want to tell us about your pie eating story, send us a rant or a death threat to weonlydoonetechpodcast@gmail.com. Record it on your phone. And send the voice memo.
Look, I've got another rant.
Yeah.
I had 3 rants today.
Ooh.
Second rant is that I was blocked on Instagram.
Do tell.
So you just got onto the Instagram train, or you're back on it.
I'm back on it.
You're back on it, and the only 2 things you posted were videos of your television watching Adam Sandler films.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of fun. I'm digging it. But I've been posting...
Oh, shit. Shut up. This reminds me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We're pausing your rant. The other night, we played Jackbox over Skype or Zoom or whatever it was with our mates.
Yep.
Could you hear us eating chicken wings?
Yes. Yeah, I worked out why it was a bit more laggy, and then it got better as the night went on.
All right, yeah, but okay. So we're sitting there with this to the listeners. We're playing. You know, we're all in different houses. We've got the computer connected to the TV. We can see the Jackbox game, but we couldn't see each other, but we could hear the audio. But it was really laggy. And right when we started was right when the chicken wings came out of the oven.
Yeah.
All right. Niall, Blaine, and I are eating chicken wings, and we've got to use our phone to play the Jackbox game, right? And I don't know what you heard, but the chicken wings were definitely getting in the way of us playing that first round.
Oh, we could tell.
And then I couldn't, because it was so laggy. I'm like, I don't think they can hear us. And I'm like, can you hear us? I'm like, oh, they can probably hear us. Talking about what could you hear about the chicken wings?
We could hear you guys yelling at each other a fair bit, and it was a fair bit of shuffles and movements, and I think we could hear some people licking their fingers. So yeah, but I worked out why. I think later in the night the audio and the visuals got better for you guys.
Much better, yeah.
I think I know why. So next time we'll avoid what I was doing and we'll do it the better way. But nonetheless, you're back on the Instagram, which is great. I've been using Instagram a little bit more just to put up some guitar videos of myself playing. Because, like, you know, I'm bored here. I come home from work. Not much else to do. I might as well get, you know... and I'm working from home. I might as well do some audio editing and video editing while I'm doing some work at home and stuff like that, just to sort of, you know, break up the day a little bit. And I put up a video of myself playing the synth solo by the Bruno Mars song Versace on the Floor. And I put it up. I was really proud of it. Like, it was a difficult little difficult little solo to learn. Yeah, I played it on guitar, when it's usually on the synthesizer and stuff like that. And then I get a message as soon as I upload it, instantly, like it uploads, and I'm like, yeah, it's uploaded. How good's this? Instantly get a message saying that it's been flagged.
Oh, it's copyright material.
But it's copyright material. And then I'm like reading it. I'm like, well, I'm not making money off this or anything like that. And it's obviously derivative because I'm playing a part of the song as well. Like, it's not like I'm just playing, you know, it's not like exactly the same. And then it says like where the stuff is coming from, where the flagging stuff is coming from. And it said it's coming from China.
What?
And I'm like, what the hell's going on? I didn't realize China owned the music of Bruno Mars.
No way.
Very interesting. So getting banned on Instagram. I was able to fix it though because they said it was like over 31 seconds.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So I trimmed the video down like 3 seconds and it was fine. So we can use 29 seconds of a clip
before copyright comes in. Well, that's a bit annoying.
Very annoying. So very random. But now, a final rant.
Yeah, okay.
Tiger King. The final episode. They did the whole 7 episodes. Amazing. All good.
Well, that's more like a bonus episode, the last episode.
Yeah, and they go, we're going to do our final episode. And I'm like, how good's this? I'm going to watch this with Jess. It just came out. We finished dinner. With our Easter dinner, we pop it on, make some popcorn, and we're having a good time. And then it comes on, and it says, "Hi, it's Joel. What's his name? Joel McHale.
Joel Creasy or something like that."
Yeah.
Oh no, that's the comedian.
No, yeah, Joel McHale.
Yeah.
And I
from Community.
That's the only place I know from is Community. And I'm like, okay, why is he doing this? What's he got to do with this? And then he's like, I watched it like everybody else, and I wanted to know more. So I called Netflix, and they gave me mobile phones, and I'm interviewing all the people. I'm like, okay, not what I was hoping for, but all good. And then he interviews the people. He doesn't interview Joe. He doesn't interview Carol. I'm like, well, what's the point?
He can't interview Joe. Joe's in prison.
Oh, they can work it out. And they can't interview Carol Or they can't interview the most interesting person on the show, Doc.
Oh shit! I forgot about Doc. Well,
Or
Carol's not going to do it because she doesn't. She's now, being framed for murdering her husband.
Public enemy number one, yeah.
Yeah. And
Or-
a PR advisor would be doing, say, no more press. Like, no more
You know
press.
who I wanted them to talk to, who they didn't?
Who?
Remember that ex-gangster? Like the guy that sold drugs?
Yeah.
I wanted them to talk to him because he was the most normal guy. He's like, I own 2 cats and I sold cocaine to pay for my cats. I was like, oh, it's great. What a humanitarian.
Oh, he would have been good.
It would have been great. But look, they had some really great people, great interviews, this and that. Great interviewees. The issue I had with it was that Joel was the worst fucking interviewer in the history of interviewers.
Really?
Okay, have you watched it yet?
Yeah, I've watched it. I just thought, geez, his persona is a lot like the guy he played in Community.
Yeah, I know. Like he's got his one note character, all right? No, because okay, I thought this while I was watching it, and I thought I have to prove it to myself that I'm right. So I went back and listened to our interview with the gentleman who wore the diapers.
Ah, Tyler.
With Tyler, that's right. And the one thing that we did not do, that Joel did 100 times during his interviews, was ask yes or no questions.
There you go. I'm gonna have to watch this again now.
Rewatch it again. He's just like, do you think Joe should be in jail? Yes. I was like, oh, did you all these half of the questions he would ask everybody were yes and no questions, and in an interview that's cancerous because you want to keep the person talking. You're meant to give them open answer questions so they can develop the story for you.
Did you like the last episode of Tiger King, Turch?
Look, there was some very
No. That's a closed question there. You're
Yeah,
supposed
exactly
to answer
right.
with yes or no.
That's very close. Yeah, I did not like it as much as I was hoping.
And okay, is that because you're stupid?
Yes.
Why are you stupid?
See? Open answer question. Now we can finally talk. But he would ask all these questions that, that were just so closed off. I'm just like sitting there thinking, ask a better, more engaging question. And I don't think, I think the interviews could have been a bit longer. I think it would have been better if they just posted a whole bunch of stuff online.
I think they were longer. They just got edited down.
Yeah, and I think I felt like they were a bit too short.
Yeah, no, I feel like they were edited down a bit. The who's the zookeeper? No, the the guy with the long hair.
The head zookeeper, the first person they interviewed.
I think so.
Yeah.
He's really down to earth.
Yeah. The one without legs?
No, the other one.
Or the guy that was the transition guy?
No, not the transition guy.
The first one, the head zookeeper.
Head zookeeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was awesome. He's like, should he be in jail? Yep.
But everyone said he should be in jail. There wasn't one person that said he doesn't deserve to be in jail.
Oh.
I did see that Joe, what's his name, that Donald Trump has been considering pardoning Joe Exotic. People have been pushing for that.
If you haven't watched Tiger King, I'm saying you've got to watch Tiger King episode 1 to 7.
This is the first time we've talked about it on the podcast, so that's pretty good because everyone else has already beat it to death.
It's fucking amazing.
It's amazing.
It's who would have thought they're that fucked up? And there's like no winner. There's no it's not one of those,
Carol's
stories.
first husband is the winner. He died. Got eaten by a tiger, and that was it.
Oh.
You know what was the real winner
What?
from all that? Our game of Quiplash. And every answer was Carol fucking Baskin, and that was the way to go.
Very
Kieran,
good.
you got a rant or an article for us? What do you got?
I do indeed, Church. There was a gender reveal party in Arizona, southern Arizona, when a person fired a rifle at a homemade target. The rectangular target with a diamond checkered design marked with boy or girl exploded, sending a blue substance into the air.
Fantastic. It's a boy.
So it's a boy.
It's a boy.
A person's identity was blacked out in a video. Around the 47-second mark, moves towards the flames as a few embers and debris rise above the trees in the background. Now, the unidentified person moves from the screen from right to left, and then a panic voice says, "Start packing up." The fire burned 190 square kilometres of mostly state forest.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Ah.
Yeah.
And what a boy.
It took 2 weeks to contain the fire.
Oh, yeah.
The gender reveal party cost firefighting $8 million American dollars.
Fantastic. I'm very proud that people are doing this in the most fun way. I'm gonna, if I was gonna have a kid, gender reveal parties seem stupid to me. I don't think, especially for my first child, I probably wouldn't want to know the gender until it comes out.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's the magic of it and on the thing. Second child, you just do whatever, right?
Yeah, and third child. What?
Why?
I'm the third child, right? I'm the third child, and I noticed that there's a lot of pictures of my brother and my sister, but when it comes to me,
slow decline.
Oh, massive decline. And it was back when you had to get photos developed.
That's true. I've got so many. My mum was the firstborn, so I've got lots of photos of me and stuff like that. But there's a big gap between my brother and I. It's like 4.5, 5 years. So there was actually, my brother actually has a lot of photos as well. So we're pretty lucky in that regard.
Were you the first out of both sides?
No. So I was the 6th one on my dad's side.
Oh, okay. So there wasn't
and
much.
But the first one on my mum's side.
Okay, so a lot of care from your mum's side, not so much from your dad's side.
Oh, yeah, pretty much. Give or take. It's Italians. They just love babies. Yeah.
And they love boy babies, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. Well, my dad's side was all boy babies.
Yeah.
Up until child number 8 or 9.
Wow.
So we were pretty consistent. Kieran, I got an article for you.
All right.
Do you remember a while ago I brought in that video of that a couple of those 4 men in a relationship with that one woman?
Yes.
A polyamorous relationship.
I remember that. They all looked fucking weird.
Okay, excellent. So, there's an update on them.
Okay.
The woman has had the baby.
Ooh.
They're all still living together. But this is the headline. Polyamorous man celebrated by media, now charged with abusing infant. One of the 4 men in the relationship with one woman is charged with abusing a 5-week-old infant.
Is it the biological father or one of the other?
No, it's not. So the man in a polyamorous relationship that consists of 3 men and one woman was celebrated by the media has now been charged with abusing an infant. The polyamorous relationship consisting of 4 men and 1 woman made splash. One of the men in the unconventional relationship, Ethan Bucom, 22, from Jacksonville, has been charged with aggravated child abuse, fracturing a 5-week-old baby's arm, leg, ribs, and skull. Thankfully, the infant will not suffer any permanent damage, apart from being having 3 dads and 1 in jail and 1 mum. He's currently set behind bars with bail of $250,000. The diabolical crimes connected to the famed polyamory relationship. Crazy sort of stuff. So he's now in jail.
Fuck.
Abusing.
He wanted to get out of that relationship.
Oh yeah, but that's like the worst way to do it.
That's fucking I know that is, but he's fuck me. Well, I mean, right, Tetch, you have a kid with you and Jess have a kid, but I'm living with you two. I don't want to look after your kid.
But
you know
but
what
you're
I mean?
also not you're not in a relationship with Jess.
I'm just saying.
you're not in a sexual relationship with Jess. I think that's the aspect of it that we're missing here. Like, I understand living with other people and a baby, but in the same sense, like, it's not like you have to put any money towards it, or continue this relationship. You're like, oh, you're just a mate that lives in the other room. It's a very, very clear difference.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sharing. What was it like? They said like they had specific days. Remember of when they would share the child, like share the bed with the woman.
You've seen 60 Days In. That guy's not going to make it in jail.
No, no.
County jail over there. He's not going to make it.
Well, he's also injured children, and people that injure children are usually the ones that end up being like,
they're the lowest of the low.
They're the lowest of the low. Kill 50 blokes, no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
They probably respect you. Touch one child, and suddenly you're the punching bag.
Yeah, he's done.
He's done.
He's that's it. He's gone. He's a goner. Look, my housemate wants to get a dog.
Yeah.
Which I'm all for.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I can love the dog.
Yeah.
I can take the dog for walks.
Yeah.
But I have no responsibility in picking up its shit. Or its vet bills.
I was very happy.
Food.
Yeah, I was very happy with Dweezil. Like, he's my son. It's like when you come over and pat Dweezil. You're just happy to have him for that minute, You don't have to deal with him any other way.
I love your dog. Your dog's great. I'll even take your dog for a walk.
Yeah.
I'll even babysit your dog for a night.
Well, I cleaned all the backyard today. I cleaned all the fake grass and all that, and I was very happy with myself. And he's been a good boy. He's still in his cone. From his, but we're finding out very soon. Hopefully, he doesn't need another surgery. That would be sad.
Yeah, it would be. That would be very sad. And I found it hilarious that he had to have an extra long cone.
Yes,
because he's a sausage dog.
Yes, so he could still reach his foot, despite the fact that he had his cone on, and now he's got the big cone. And then I got home, and I'm like, oh no, he's not going to be able to fit through the door. The dog door.
Oh, no.
And then I hear, boom. And then the next thing I see, he's outside. But he's still good.
If he can find a way, he can... Wait, what's it? If you can find a will?
But a will, there's a way.
Yeah, if you have yeah, that's right. Yeah. I should stop drinking.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, well, I cleaned all the backyard today with all the fake grass. I got the high-pressure cleaner out and cleaned it all out.
You are playing into your stereotype.
It's great. It's look, now my backyard doesn't smell. That's the important thing. That's the important thing.
Well, you should use a toilet torch.
Oh, well,
Have you peed on your fake grass before? Because you know how guys like to pee outside?
I've never peed on my fake grass. No, that's like my pride and joy.
I know.
It's like, when guys look at their lawn after they freshly cut it? Mine's always like that.
No fucking way. I was down at the local park exercising in this quarantine, playing a bit of basketball, and I see this guy and he's on a park bench drinking a beer. And in Laverton, that's an everyday occurrence, right? That's an everyday occurrence. Played a bit of basketball, walking back, and he was mowing his lawn. He was putting his lawnmower away. He had mowed the lawn, walked across the street, sat down at the park bench with a beer, and was admiring his lawn that he had just mowed.
That's fantastic. If I ever have a house with a backyard and a lawn, I would absolutely be the same. In fact, I did the weeding all the backyard just to get it, because it was nice and sunny last day or so. Did all the weeding and this and that. And the front yard, backyard, the little back end of Jess's the dog grooming business and stuff like that. And I looked outside once I was all done. I had a shower, all done. I had a beer. I grabbed a beer and I just looked out the window and I'm like, that's looking pretty damn tasty. I'm becoming older very quickly every time I do something like this. Well, I feel more and more like my dad.
Welcome to the We Only Do One Garden podcast, where we talk about
Next week we have Costa. Oh, yeah.
Have you ever watched Gardening Australia?
Me? Yeah, of course I have.
Oh, what garden turns you on?
I'm a simple man. Mm-hmm. I'm a simple man. I don't like the. I'm two ways. One, I just like a nice, beautiful cut lawn.
Mm-hmm. With concrete as far as the eye can see. No,
like a beautiful cut lawn and like a nice area that you could put your barbecue. Mm-hmm. Maybe a deck.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good quality deck.
Good quality deck, with the veranda and stuff. Or I want one of those big wog gardens with lots of fruit and vegetables. So if the apocalypse does come, I'm set.
I've got to take a photo next time I go on a walk of a wog garden, and oh my god, it is. West side of Melbourne is just different.
It's fantastic.
All
you got an article for us?
Yes, a man has died after ejecting himself from a firefighter jet.
Oh no! Why? Why would you do that?
A civilian passenger was accidentally ejected from a twin-seat Rafale B fighter jet as the aircraft was taking off in eastern France. The civilian passenger, identified as a 64-year-old employee of a French defence manufacturer, was offered a discovery flight on one of these fighter jets as a surprise by his 4 colleagues, including a former pilot of the French Air Force that organised the gift. What was found, generally journalists or elected officials are often invited to take part in observation flights approved by the ministry. However, they must follow strict procedure that includes a medical visit and, obviously those safety briefings. However, due to the informal setting of the flight, the usual protocol was not respected. Instead, the passenger was informed by basically a Nick Verrier from, The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Hours before the flight was declared physically fit to participate, and it was taken off. The civilian was nervous when he entered the cockpit, with his heart rate recorded between 136 and 142 beats per minute.
Jesus Christ, that's fat burning zone.
Yeah, that's aerobic exercise there. Anyway, he accidentally hit the button and kaboom, he was ejected.
That reminds me of like something out of the movie Flying High or Aeroplane.
Yeah,
whatever you want to call it. That'd be something that's stupid that would happen in that. Like a really nervous guy's like, "Don't worry, son, just click this button." Boom! Or like an old a Warner Brothers cartoon or something.
When my old man used to be an air traffic controller, and back in the day before 9/11, I used to go into his work sometimes. Both parents shift workers, mum's a nurse. Anyway, his work would be on the night shift, and they actually had beds for the air traffic controllers to sleep in. Anyway, but they would set me up in one of the stations, so I could see all the screens and give me the headset, but it wasn't connected, so I could push all the buttons, except for there was a red button. A red button, right? And it was sort of had a box around it, and I was told, do not push the red button. I feel like the eject seat button in an aircraft
would be the same.
If I'm 9 and I'm okay, I understand. Don't push the red button. I've been told not to push the red button. Don't push the red button. And or you're in a fighter jet and it was like, this is the button. I'm sure the eject button has got to be. All the buttons must be black, but that one must be red.
But the comparison that you've done there, it's like you're a 9-year-old kid. A 9-year-old kid's gonna go, don't do that.
Oh, I really wanted to push the red button.
I always wanted to press it. But if you're an adult that said, don't press that button because it's the ejector seat button and it's covered, you probably go, probably won't cut. There's a mental capacity that an adult should have that's gone, probably shouldn't touch that. It's next level of brain development.
I know. But I probably sat at Dad's work, sitting up in front of this monitor for 2 hours staring at the red button. I really want to push the button. It's how much trouble.
It's like when you were the younger sibling, so you would have had this happen to you. It's like when you as the older sibling, and your little brother wants to play the video games, so you just give him another controller that's not plugged in. It's like, oh, I'm playing. Just don't touch the button on the console low. And they're like, I need to touch it. And they touch it and the game's over. It's like, oh, you ruined it. Get out of my room.
See, what was going through my mind, my brother was always in trouble. So as I was staring at this like red button, it was like, now, my brother's always in trouble. If I've been told not to push this, how much trouble will I get in? Oh shit, my brother's always grounded. Maybe I shouldn't push it.
Oh, look at this good boy over here. The mental... More restraint than the man who clicked it in the cockpit.
Yeah.
Well, Kieran, you know that I am a huge, huge fan of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, there's a red one and there's a blue one and maybe an orange one.
No orange
and
one.
A yellow one. And
pink, yellow, black, and then the green one, but he became the White Ranger later on. That's from the original Mighty Morphin series. It was a film, and then back in the day, and then they changed into Power Rangers and, different types of Power Rangers. But then, like 2 years ago, I think it was, they rebooted the series to make an adult-style film. Oh. And it's pretty good. It's a good little action film. If you like the lore of the Power Rangers, Bryan Cranston was in it.
Who the fuck is Bryan Cranston?
Is it Bryan Cranston? I'm pretty sure it's Bryan Cranston. Yeah. It's him. Bryan Cranston. He was in Breaking Bad.
Oh, Brian. Yeah.
Plays Walter White in Breaking Bad.
I know the one.
Yeah, and he was a Hal on in Malcolm in the Middle.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, back in the day, he used to do some of the voice acting and voiceover stuff for the monsters in the original Power Ranger series.
No, really?
That's the real thing, and that's why he was asked to come back and play Zordon in the film.
Okay, do I need to watch this film?
Yeah, you should. It's a good film. It's on Netflix, I think.
All right, Power Rangers.
Yeah, you're like, it's just an action film.
Well, coming up next week, Kieran's movie review of the Power Rangers.
You know what we should do? We should watch the original Power Rangers film as well and do a comparison. Which one you like better?
Oh,
well, anyway, so in the film, in the original series, the Black Power Ranger played a black guy. The Asian Power Ranger was played by an Asian Power Ranger. The Yellow Power Ranger was played by an Asian woman. But all happenstance. Because I had to recast and stuff like that. Anyway, in the latest film, there's still a bit of diversity, this and that. Like the black guy's the Blue Ranger now, and the Asian guy's the black one, and all that sort of stuff. But what they did was to appeal to other people. I don't know. They made the Yellow Power Ranger either bisexual or most likely a lesbian. Now, this has no effect on her ability to fight monsters.
Hang on. My understanding of the Power Rangers, we never actually saw them take off their helmets.
No, you did.
Oh.
So what they used to do was, back in the day, the original Power Ranger series, they got footage from this TV show in Japan called the Super Sentai. And then they would just film American actors. And then as soon as they morphed into the Power Rangers, they would just use the Japanese footage. And just overdub them with American voices.
Oh my god.
So that's a real thing. That's why when you watch it, and it's on, if you want to watch a couple of episodes, the original Power Rangers is on Netflix.
Okay. All right.
Seasons 1, 2, and 3. And I've watched, it's fantastic because it's so cheesy and I love every second of it. But you can notice, after a while, some of the shots of, especially, the Megazord coming together or them doing, their, getting, moves and stuff or the fight scenes, they're the same over different episodes because they're just the same footage.
Yeah, but kids don't notice that.
Kids don't know, and that's what's great about it, So I loved it as a kid, loved it as an adult. There's a nostalgia sort of thing. So that's about it. So they did, back in the day, the sexuality of the Power Rangers didn't really matter.
And I don't think
And
kids
now,
really
obviously,
cared.
Sorry?
I don't think kids really cared. They just
No.
wanted to see them fight evil.
Exactly right.
And
and
win.
it's the same. And it's the same now for the people who are watching these Power Ranger films. Like, no one cares the gender or anything like that of the Rangers. What they care about is when they're gonna get the Megazord out and fight the monster and fight the putties and lots of puns. That's what people care about. It's meant to be cheesy, and I don't know why it's just not that. So, like I said, the film came out 2 years ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever it was, and they made the Yellow Power Ranger lesbian. Didn't actually affect the story. Maybe it affected her character development, but not really.
Yeah,
because
right.
at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, but how does that help you fight, Goldar and Rita Repulsa?
So there was no like super lesbian powers or anything like that.
No, it's because the Power Rangers. No, it's not that kind of show. It's not Steven Universe.
Because they're Power Rangers.
Yeah, exactly
Yeah.
right. They're there to fight, the Zord, like with the Zords and stuff like that. Anyway, so an article just came out, and it said the latest Power Ranger reboot, because they're going to make a sequel to the other one, will reportedly have a transgender Ranger.
Okay.
It's Mighty Morphin time for the LGBT plus community, as a new report suggests that the upcoming Power Rangers reboot will feature a trans Ranger. Fresh from the series of Twitter account coming out, the Paramount Studios relaunch will be helmed by the ending of the fucking world director Jonathan Entwistle. Rumors have it that began to swirl around the new series, which sources familiar to the show say will feature a more diverse cast. The new Power Rangers reboot will feature a gay and trans ranger, says the source. One of the rangers, the source states, will be a trans woman. However, it remains unclear which character it will be, and previous reports have stated that the Red Ranger may change from male to female because he's currently a male, and the Blue Ranger may be gay. After all, color-coordinated heroes whose differences and unique identities are their superpowers, nothing can scream at the top of his lungs LGBT plus rights. So, yeah. I don't understand why this is even necessary. I think that's more than anything like that. But back in the day, like, the Blue Ranger was actually played by a guy who was gay.
But once again, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We want to see the Power Rangers do
Yeah.
the Power Ranger stuff.
Let's see, like, I don't really, like, no one watches the Power Rangers for the story before they start fighting the monsters.
It's like porn. No one cares. Get to the action.
Yeah, get to the action.
We don't care about the
Get to-
storyline. Like, let's just hurry up and get there.
I'm your stepmom. Yeah, skip. All right, now she's sucking my penis. Now I'm into this. Now I'm into it. That's, I don't want 30 minutes of story for a, 15-minute, for a 2-second money shot here.
I hear you. I think, Church, we could solve this by creating our own cartoon.
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 But Power Rangers wasn't cartoon. It was real live action.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I guess so.
I don't understand. I just don't understand why they would feel the need to add a transgender. Look, I'm happy. I don't care. At the end of the day, I don't care. But
No. You do care because you brought it up.
No. I don't understand why. More than anything else.
No. You do care. You brought it up.
I do care because they're focusing on the wrong things. Okay, look. The first Godzilla film, that just like the American one that came out recently, more recent, not the one from 2001, like the proper one, Godzilla King of Monsters, didn't have enough Godzilla in it.
Really? I haven't seen it.
No, you don't need to see it. It didn't have enough Godzilla. It didn't have enough. It focused too much on the story of the people characters.
But it's sort of like the classics, Star Wars. There's a formula. Don't fuck with the formula.
Yeah.
We like the formula. That's why we go to see the movie.
You know what? If Luke Skywalker was gay, I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't change his relationship with his father. It doesn't change that he's good with a lightsaber. It doesn't change the fact he has the training session with Yoda. You know what I mean?
None of that changes. No.
None of that changes. So if it doesn't add to the character of the story or the development, why would you add that in? That's what I'm... And if that's going to detract from seeing men and women in Power Ranger uniforms fighting stop motion people or CG monsters and not getting into the Megazord quick enough with the power sword, what's the point of putting it in the film?
This sounds like a rant.
It does sound like a rant. I'm very passionate about the Power Rangers. What can I say?
Dude, I haven't watched Power Rangers since I was like 4.
I've rewatched. I downloaded. I think when I had my leg that was broken the first time, I downloaded it all and watched all of it because I had nothing else to do. I all I could do was sit there, so I just watched it all. So I'm very up to date with the law, but I don't understand why they're focusing on the gender, or two the sexuality or I don't know sexual orientation of the Power Rangers.
Because it's Hollywood.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's.
But is that going to help them make more money?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No. Then what's the point?
I don't think so. The target audience of Power Rangers is like 4-year-olds.
Well, these adult films are a bit more like the ones that they film in New Zealand now because it's super cheap to film there. Definitely are for 4-year-olds because it's not as good as it used to be. Because they used to get the Japanese footage and splice it together with the American footage, and now they do all of it in New Zealand. Like all the Americans dress up and stuff like that.
That's fucking unbelievable.
That's why if you look at the original Power Rangers, like an original set, there's 2 girls in the American thing. Like the pink one and the yellow one are both girls.
Right.
But when they put the suits on, only the pink one has a skirt, and the yellow one doesn't.
Of course you know this shit.
And the yellow one doesn't have tits, and is about 6 inches taller because in the original Japanese series, it was played by a guy.
Well, there you go. Did you ever watch like Apple Man or Banana Man?
Name rings a bell, but I can't remember what it is.
No, they were superheroes. One was an apple, one was a banana. It was like Banana Man, Apple Man.
The big thing I remember is the annoying orange, and that's about it.
There was an annoying orange?
Oh, that's a viral video from years ago. I can't remember Banana Man.
Yeah, I remember cartoons. You'd get home from school, and then bam, straight to the TV.
Yeah.
ABC.
Oh, whack it straight on.
And then it was cartoons until the fucking like 6 o'clock news or I don't know. 6 o'clock was, I don't know. ABC News was 7.
There was definitely a crossover period that you have to watch like half an hour of MASH.
Yeah, maybe it was like 5:30 MASH or something.
Yeah. And then you wait for 6 o'clock Simpsons.
Oh, yeah, 10 o'clock Simpsons, yep.
Yeah. Oh, definitely the case.
That was great. And
that
then
was just prime.
Oh, and then the best was when it was classic Simpsons at 6, new Simpsons at 7.
Yes. And then you have to wait half an hour to get rid of Neighbours.
Oh.
Because no one watched Neighbours.
No, there was a period in my life where I watched Neighbours for about a year.
Oh! I've read somewhere ages ago, and I've got to find it. Apparently Neighbours, they have because of the audience that they get in to watch the show, they have a limited palette of words that they're allowed to use within the scripts.
Sorry, what? They have audience?
Well, there's that. It's actually more popular in the UK than it is here.
Yeah.
But yeah, like they have a limited palette, like they're not allowed to say certain words or write in the script certain plot points or words because it'll be too complex for the audience.
Oh, fuck off.
That's a dead set. I read it somewhere. I'm going to find it. While I'm doing that, have you got any more news for us?
I'll give you a quick wrap around the world. A woman has copped a $5,000 fine after mooning a tram.
Oh.
Where in the world do you think that has occurred? That's right here in Australia.
Oh, thank goodness.
Actually, it's Sydney. A Newcastle woman.
I'm proud. I'm proud of them. Finally won for Sydney.
You know, Sydney's brought back in trams, you know, as they do. Newcastle woman has been fined $5,000 for mooning a tram. She may have also spat at 2 paramedics, but that is also why she was fined. And Carol Baskin
Yes.
is not happy with how she was portrayed in Tiger King.
Of course she wasn't. Of course she wasn't.
Yep, they're my wrap around the
That's
world.
pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quick wrap around as well. With all this self isolation, being isolated at home. Apparently, there are phases of what people purchase during a pandemic, and the Walmart CEO has come out and said, "This is it. This is the stats that they got." So apparently, the first one is the hand sanitizers, soaps, and disinfectants.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Week 2 is toilet paper. We've passed that one.
Yeah.
Week 3 and 4 is like hams and meat and baking stuff.
Yeah.
Like flour and yeast. And that's 3 and 4. And finally, today, as we talk, we are up to week 5.
I can tell you. I know what it is.
What do you think it is?
Soft drink.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's hair clippers and hair dye. Because unlike in Australia, where you can still go to see your hairdresser for 30 minutes, but maybe more. Who knows? It's a mystery. You can't do that. In America, they've closed all the hairdressers. So the sales of hair clippers have increased by 166% and hair coloring by 23% compared to the same things as same time last year.
Do you want to know an interesting fact?
Sure.
I was doing a bit of research on the toilet paper crisis.
Yeah.
It started in Hong Kong.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It started in Hong Kong. China never actually had the toilet paper crisis. Right? But Hong Kong had the toilet paper crisis. And then the next city in the world, Australia.
Melbourne. Yeah.
So it went Hong Kong, Australia, then rest of the world.
We're
And
so
it was the media. The media
it had to have been.
Media caught onto it. And then it just went wild. But there you go.
Did you see? I saw a thing. Watching all those terrible morning shows now because I've got the TV on in the house and I hear the TV, and they was saying that. Oh, now do you remember? Like throughout this whole podcast, I've said Australia ruined itself because it doesn't have a manufacturing base.
What was that? The what?
Remember what on this podcast? I've said it 100 times.
Yeah.
That because Australia doesn't have a manufacturing base, we're actually at a disadvantage.
Ah, come on, get your hand. We've got Ford.
No, we don't. It's closed.
We've got the empty factory.
Well, we've got I don't even think we have that anymore, do we? I think that's been bulldozed down.
Oh, well, maybe.
I don't know. Anyway, we don't have a manufacturing base. They were saying in the news now, it's like, wow, Australia should rebuild its manufacturing base because it's better for the economy. We should be making more products in Australia and have less dependencies on China. And I'm like, Jess, if I could put money, if you would allow me to gamble on the economy,
I can tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, and I think the US will do this as well.
Yeah,
things will be moved from China back to the US, maybe Australia, and things will start being manufactured because that's politically what needs to happen. The pandemic's going to be front of mind. When we get through this, corporations were making this in America, American made. Prices are going to go up because it costs more, right? People are going to get sick of paying high prices, but that's really not going to be the factor. CEO is going to change, some time is going to go on, and they're going to go, you know what? We can make more profit if we move this maybe to Africa China. Now. So it may not be China, maybe back to China, or maybe to Africa, or maybe to Vietnam, or something like that. But let's move it overseas. And then it's going to be moved overseas. The CEO's going to make it look good because they've increased profits. People are going to forget about the pandemic. And then maybe 50, 60 years, we're going to face the same crisis again.
The reason why they moved to China for manufacturing is because they didn't have to set up the warehouses and the manufacturing plants. The government in China said, we will build them if you come.
Yeah.
Whereas Africa doesn't have that luxury of going, we can build you, a factory.
Africa's the new, watch this space. And it's not going to be next year, and it's not going to be the year after.
About 5 years, 10 years.
Yeah, something like that. But it's where China is becoming more expensive to manufacture because standard of living's improved.
Yeah.
And costs are rising, and you're getting a more middle class society there. And so they're going to go away from China. They're going to start moving, and Africa's the next place, is the next cheap place. Where labour's costs are low.
Yeah.
So I once again, it may even be 20 years.
Yeah, I could see that happening though.
But China's been smart. China's
Africa...
been in those countries building roads and setting up infrastructure and buying land and property.
Yeah.
Because some of these people have gone, well, we can see it's going to happen, so they're getting in to do it.
Are you saying that we should put our 2 cents together, literally, and buy some land in Africa?
For 2 cents? Yes. I think we should.
Well, that's all the news I've got. You got anything else there, Kieran?
Now I'm done. I think it's really fucking hard to find news that's not coronavirus.
It's pretty bad. We're both. I can tell we've both really tried not to get coronavirus news, and I think we did really well this week as well. And for all your wanking needs out there, our lovely listeners, make sure you follow us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And as we said before, if you'd like to send us some hate mail, a death threat, or a rant, record it on your phone and email us at weonlydoonetakePodcast@gmail.com. Happy Easter, Kieran. I know that your favourite Archbishop, Cardinal, is out of prison, so I'm sure you're really happy about that.
Look, I'll say a few things. But what I want to know is how the bloody hell people can actually think that A virgin gave birth without any semen, right? B, how that proves that person is the son of God. And C, how the hell can someone, if they die 3 days later, turn up again who were supposedly dead? It just doesn't make sense.
Look, all I know is women can bleed for 3 to 4 days and still be alive. So anything is possible. And with that, everybody, we will
Happy
see
Easter,
you next
everyone.
Thursday. Happy Easter.